If you've ever been a smoker, you will know the exact pain that I'm talking about when you're trying to light a cigarette, except it's with a lighter that has gotten wet and the flint is damp. You can strike it as much as you want to, but nothing is ever going to happen. The only way to wait is for that thing to dry. Why am I talking about this? Because it's exactly the same thing when you are completely burnt out and mentally overloaded. And one of the things that is bandied about so often is this motivation culture and just like work yourself up and get yourself to do things. But when you are in the thick of it and you are burnt out to that point of, I will call it no return, because that's what it feels like when you're in it, there's no amount of motivation that's going to get you out of that. I remember when I was completely burnt out, obviously in the mental health clinic, you weren't allowed to have your cell phone. You had to attend classes and things like that, so you didn't overwhelm yourself with other things that you shouldn't have. But before that, what I used to spend my time with was mindless scrolling. And you would scroll past all of these things and it's motivation after motivation. And I just remember thinking to myself, fuck you. You don't even know what this feels like, and here you're trying to tell me that the only thing that I'm supposed to be doing is motivating myself to get out of it. So to counter that argument, I'm going to be telling you that motivation does not help, will not help when you are in that situation because of how you're feeling and the amount of brain fog and stuckness that you have. The only way, unfortunately, and I've said it in other videos, but it's a simple concept, but it's extremely difficult to implement because you don't have the energy and you don't have the will to do anything. But it's that thing of kickstarting the engine. And the only way that you're able to do that is with these little incremental one-step movements where you're going to start working your way up and out of what you are in. So the practical method for doing this is obviously staying away from the things that are dragging you down in the first place. But then the second part of it is to start doing all the smallest things that you possibly can. And as you start ticking off the smaller boxes, then you start freeing up those resources, you start clearing out your mind, and you will start to notice that you start making space for more things to come in or more things to be done. So you can think of it sort of as a muddied pool of water. That is what your brain feels like. But as you let the sediment settle, it becomes clearer, and that is what you're eventually going to feel like. As you start taking that small thing, doing it, clearing it out, and then it's off of your list, and then you start with the next and the next and the next, and then you have to move on to the bigger things, and before you know it, you're starting to get things done. It sounds simple. It might sound completely foreign to you if you're in that situation at the moment, but trust me that that is the only thing that works. It is not a nice way to get stuff done, but unfortunately you have to kick yourself in the backside because that's the only thing that is going to work. You cannot wait for this motivation to come. It is never going to come. There's no amount of time that thing is going to arrive for you to start and think of how you're going to get to the point that you need to. It doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is for you to create your own momentum and push forward, even though you don't have any of that energy. But stick through it, you will get out of it. It is simple as that.